Hi there everyone, it's Missy here. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, I have a small update for you on whatever's been going on over the last few months. If you're new here, new to me, I've been documenting my health journey since 2017. And in 2017, I was diagnosed with a neuromuscular junction disorder called myasthenia gravis. I've been treated for that disease starting July 2017 until December of 2021, when my neurologist, who was retiring at the time, said I didn't have it. And I've spent the last 4 months now undergoing testing, talking to neurologists, seeing my rheumatologist. It's been a rough few months. So I have a small update. In the last video, I'm so thirsty. In the last video, I had talked about how my rheumatologist was going to refer me to another neurologist at UT Southwestern, even though I was kind of against it, but his resume is really, really good, and I want to meet him. I feel like he focuses more on the muscle side of things and not necessarily more of the nerve side of things. And I had called, oh, it's Amazon. I had called to make an appointment, and the earliest they had available was January 2023. And at that time, that was 9 months away. And I was like, I've already wasted 5 years of my life treating a disease I don't have. I was like, I don't want to waste another year of my life in limbo trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me. So I didn't take that appointment, but I ended up calling back the next week and getting a telemed visit. And so that got scheduled for October, which is still 6 months away. So I called one day last week and was like, has he had a cancellation? Is there an appointment available? Can I get on the cancellation list? And she ended up sending a note to his nurse, who happened to be the last doctor's, like my old doctor's nurse, who called me today, and she's like, you're wanting to see him because of the misdiagnosis. And I said, yes. I said, a rheumatologist referred me to him because they are colleagues and she trusts him. And I said, the earliest he could see me in person was January. I said, but I went ahead and took a telehealth appointment in October. I said, but I feel like I need to see him in person so he can examine me. And I said, and then if he wants to run any tests, etc., I will already be there. She's like, yeah, no, I agree. So she said, I'm going to leave the October appointment. She's like, but I'm going to send a note to him to see if there's something that we can do to work you in. She said, and then I'm going to let the ladies at scheduling know that to put you on a priority cancellation list. And I said, thank you. So I don't know what's going to come of that. I don't know if I'm still going to have to wait until October to see him, or if they're going to be able to get me in quicker. I don't know. I don't know. So while we've been doing this, I mentioned that I'd reached out to 2nd.MD for a consult. I'd used them back in 2017. They are basically what it sounds like. They are a way for you to get a second opinion. You send in you request a consult, letting them know what's happening, and then they request your records, get some more information, and then they connect you with a expert in the field. So this time I had the choice of two. The lady I talked to the last time, who was at Columbia University, and this time a gentleman, I don't remember what university he's at, but he is a professor and he works at their hospital. So that we were on hold for that because everybody was taking forever to get records. And you guys, if you've been with me for any amount of time, you know that I have the patience of a gnat, especially when it comes to my health. So I got on my insurance website and I was like, okay, I'm looking for another doctor. So I found several in a practice that are specialists in neuromuscular. So I called and I was like, this is what happened. This is what I need. She's like, she's like, I'm going to set you up with this doctor. She's like, she's really good. She's, you know, an expert in neuromuscular. And she said, oh, and she has an appointment tomorrow. Do you want it? And I said, yes. I was like, please, please, please. So it was kind of a mad scramble because Rob, he's in the middle of busy season and he's like, I have a huge job tomorrow. He's like, if they can't move it, if they can't give it to someone else, he's like, I'm not going to be able to go with you. And I was panicking. I went ahead and scheduled an Uber, but I was like, if he can't go with me, I'm going to end up having a panic attack in the back of the Uber because it's a new place I'd never been. I was meeting a new doctor. And since 2017, I've had so much anxiety when I meet someone new. So luckily he was able to go with me. His boss is amazing. He's so patient and just understanding when Rob has to go with me. So we went. I took about a book. It had every test, every blood test, every single fiber test, or every EMG result, all of the MRIs I've had done, all of the blood work related to this. I took that to her and she reviewed it before she came in and talked to me. And she was like, it's not MG. And I said, I am not even trying to think that it's MG. I said, clearly it's not. She said, and I said, but my concern is that the doctor at UT Southwestern said it's not even neurological. And I said, I don't understand that. I said, I'm having neurological symptoms. I was like, I basically have a disease that causes compression on my spinal cord. I'm like, how is this not neurological? And she's like, it is neurological. She's like, you are exhibiting signs of a neurological disease. She said, but it's not autoimmune. She's like, it's not a neuromuscular junction disorder. She's like, unfortunately, there's not a way to pinpoint what it is. She's like, because you're exhibiting symptoms of other things as well. And I was like, okay. So she was the first neurologist that actually listened to me when I said there's something going on with my muscles other than the weakness. So I think I mentioned in the last video, you know, they hurt. Like I feel them all day, every day. There's never a point where that I'm not aware of my muscles, especially the ones in my arm. They throb almost all day. They're very tender to the touch. It's not every time, but there are a lot of times when Rob will go to rub me and I'm like, you can't touch my arm right now. It hurts so bad. And like even just a rub against it, like when I'm taking a shower, can be super duper painful. They vibrate all day, every day. Sometimes it's a low hum. Sometimes it's like a throbbing, pulsing vibration. Sometimes it feels like a current that's moving up and down my arm. I feel it mostly in my arms, not so much in my legs. But this morning I felt it in my legs. And that might be the first time or it may not be. But again, it's like a current. It's like a vibration that's going up and down my legs. Or my muscles. And so I'm like, you know, the doctor and I had talked about at one point having a muscle biopsy. I said, is that something I should consider? She's like, at this point, she's like, no. She's like, unless we have like a specific idea of what you may be dealing with, she's like, we're not going to learn anything from a muscle biopsy. And she's like, and you're just going to have scars. She said, you know, I think your muscle issue may be fibro. And several of you have said that. You're like, that sounds like fibromyalgia. That sounds like fibro. And I got a comment, and I'll try to remember to throw it up on the screen. And she was talking about the FM/A test, which is basically Epigenetics has created this test that can pinpoint if you have fibromyalgia or if you are susceptible. Is that the right word? I don't even know. But I was like, holy crap. And some insurances cover it. And so I reached out to them. I need to reach out to them again or check my email to make sure they didn't go in my junk mail. But I reached out to them and I'm hoping to get that test. And it's basically they just swab it and send it in. So she was like, what you're dealing with is neurological. She's like, there's definitely something going on neurologically. She's like, unfortunately, it's not autoimmune. And she said, unfortunately, it's not something that we can pinpoint a diagnosis with. And I mentioned about seeing the other doctor. And she's like, you could go ahead. She's like, it might be a good idea to test your muscles some more ways. She's like, but if it's fibro, she's like, you're already taking everything I'm gonna treat you with. She's like, you're on medicine for nerve pain. I'm on Lyrica. She's like, you're on an anti-inflammatory. I'm on Celebrex. And of course I do the infusion with the RA. She's like, and you're on an antidepressant. She's like, those are the 3 things that we use to treat fibro. And I was like, great. So what you're telling me is I may have this disease that I'm already being treated for other reasons, and I'm getting no relief from that treatment, so I'm just kind of stuck where I'm at. And she's like, unfortunately, she's like, yeah. So she said we could do another EMG. She said me or my colleagues would love to get you on the table and do another EMG. She's like, but I said, I don't want to put myself through that again. I said, unless you think that it will show you something different. I said, if you think it'll show something different, or you think it can help you pinpoint what's going on, I said, I will put myself through it. I said, but if you think that you're basically going to come up with the same results we've already had, I said, I don't want to put myself through that again. So yeah, that was basically the meeting with her. She told me to check with my rheumatologist about the fibro and, you know, just see what happens. She was really lovely. I would go back to her in a New York minute. She was really, really nice. I really liked her. So that was her. She's like, it's neurological. We just don't know what it is. So that's kind of, yeah. So yesterday, I'm filming this on the 19th. So yesterday was the 8th, and I had my consult with the gentleman from 2nd MD. And we talked for about 30 minutes, and he had all my records. He had everything from 2017, and they had pulled everything from the last couple of years. And he was like, it's not myasthenia. And I said, right. And he said, I don't think it's neuromuscular. He said, I don't think it's neuromuscular. He's like, I don't think it's autoimmune, which again is what someone else said. He said it could be fibro, and then he listed off a couple of other diseases, and one of them he mentioned is metabolic myopathy. And myopathy is just disease of the muscles, I think. But metabolic myopathy, he explained, he said, that's when your muscles isn't using its form of energy correctly. So if you're in keto or you follow anything like that, you know that the body uses, or calories are made up of fat, protein, and a carbohydrate or a sugar. And he said either one of each of those it could be one or it could be all three, that the muscle isn't using that energy correctly, and it causes muscles to be weak. It causes muscles to break down. It causes, your muscles to waste. So he said it's rare. He said, but it's not improbable or impossible that this might be what you're dealing with. But again, he can't order any test or anything like that because he's literally just a consult. So he wrote out his notes and he's like, you can take this. I said, do I take this to a rheumatologist or do I take this to a neurologist? He said, you really need to take this to a neurologist. So I'm not making another appointment just to go talk about that with somebody. I'll wait until I am able to see the new neurologist because I don't want a fifth neurologist. Like, I don't want to go to a fifth person. It's like, let's talk to the one that my rheumatologist trusts. And if he doesn't have any answers, then we'll just go from there. And I've gotten several comments about, why are you so, focused on getting a diagnosis? Just live your life. Because a diagnosis could mean treatment and treatment could mean relief. And that's really the only reason why I'm pursuing this so much is because like I told him yesterday, I was like, I don't expect to go back to being 100%. I said, I don't expect that in the least bit. I said, but I would like to be at least 35 or 40% better. I was like, I would like to be able, I said, if I didn't have the weakness in my arms and my legs, I would be able to live my life just fine. I said, but now I can't. I can't walk very far because of the weakness in my legs. I can't do a lot of things. My arms hurt all day, every day. I'm wearing the muscles in my arms every single day. I mentioned that, I have the vibration and stuff like that. So it's just a lot, and it's just a lot. And I really hope that if I can get a diagnosis that it'll lead to treatment, that treatment will lead to me getting some kind of relief. So yeah, that's about it. So next Friday, the 29th, will be my 44th birthday. I will be 44 years old. And it's so crazy to think that this started in my late 30s. So yeah, one thing that Rob and I did talk about, I was like, I need to talk to my endocrinologist, who I feel like I need a new one. I feel like she just kind of did one little test for Cushing's, and then she just put me on Wegovy and was like, okay, that's it. But we haven't gotten to the root of the issue. Why was my blood sugar so high? What was causing that? Because it wasn't what I was eating. I was carnivore 100%. It wasn't what I was eating. When I was fasting, it wasn't going down. It wasn't, I literally did not eat, and it didn't come down all the way that it should have. So I am going to ask her again what thyroid diseases that she tested for, because you could have a disease of the thyroid that can also cause something like this. So, and I know you guys have said that in the past, but from what I know, between the three doctors, the neurologist, the endocrinologist, and my primary care physician, they've all three tested hormone levels, thyroid levels. So it's been tested, but I don't know if there's anything further that needs to be tested. So that's kind of where we are with that. Rob's going outside. That door is so squeaky. So that's kind of where we're at. So my plan for the next, if I don't get to see him before October, the plan for the next few months is to control the one thing that I can control, and that's what I put in my mouth. So starting Monday, I'm going to start experimenting with keto again. If you missed it, I mentioned that since being on Wegovy, my sense of taste has changed and my sense of smell has changed. I don't know that I could go carnivore because meat grosses me out, and I hate it, but it grosses me out. I cooked a ribeye. The ribeye has been the hamburger meat has been the number one culprit. It started with me not being able to eat anything out of the refrigerator. Anything that had been reheated, it tastes awful. And then it moved to me just not liking the taste of hamburger meat. Then it moved to me not liking the taste of steak. Like anything that I really like carnivore, I just can't eat it. Yesterday was the first day that I was like, ooh, I really want a hamburger. I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I had In-N-Out. It may have been at least 6 months. I don't see it, but it's been months and months and months. So we went to a burger restaurant not too long ago, and I got something different. And I asked Rob, I was like, can I try just a little bit of your hamburger meat? And I was like, I don't know that I can eat it. Like, he's like, do you want my cheese paper? Nope, don't want that either. So I don't know what the hell is going on with my body, but yeah. So I'm gonna play around with what the problem is. Here's the problem. I can't eat anything that's reheated. So I can't really meal prep for meat. And Rob doesn't like meatloaf or stuff like that. So it's like, okay, well, what am I supposed to meal prep? What am I supposed to eat every day? So that's going to be a challenge. I may go back to vlogging, doing food every day, everything I ate in a day videos, full day of eating or whatever, just to kind of get me back on track, keep me going, keep me motivated. I haven't really decided. We'll see how I feel when I wake up on Monday. Our bathroom is finished. Yay, we just have a couple more things we need to do. Like we had to get a new towel rod. Rob, we still need, he needs to paint the medicine cabinets. We need bath mat, and then I want to get some rugs to put in front of our vanities. But other than that, the shower's done. We're so blessed. We're going to be so flippin' poor because we're going to pay for this for 100 years. But I'm just blessed that we were able to get the financing to do it because, as you guys know, there is a very real chance that I could be wheelchair bound in the next 10, 15 years. So we'll see what happens though. I'm going to try to think positively. I'm just going to let it go. And like I said, control what I can control. And that's just my eating. That's literally all I can control is what I eat. So I'm going to take control of that. I've basically been emotionally eating for 4 months, and it's time to stop, and it's time to get back on track, and it's time to do what I need to get done. So we'll play around with keto. I may end up having to do a vegetarian version of keto because vegetables are fine. It's just meat and protein that I'm like, oh, I don't know that I could do that. So we'll see, but that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. I hope you're having a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. That's it. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys soon. I will keep you posted. If I get an earlier appointment, I will come back and let you guys know what happened. But that's it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye for now.